Hello everyone, it's DiegoDoom here. Today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing X Plus Toho 30cm Series Godzilla 2014. This particular version of Godzilla comes from the 2014 film Godzilla. To learn more about the history of this version of Godzilla, check out my review of S.H.Monsterarts Godzilla 2014. Find out at the end of this review on where you can pick up X Plus Godzilla 2014. Be sure to check out the 2014 film Godzilla. It's a great film. X Plus Toho 30cm Series Godzilla 2014 is another superb release in the X Plus line. Godzilla has a superb sculpt and superb paint applications. Before we can enjoy our Godzilla 2014 figure, first we must attach the tail. This time around, Godzilla's tail is in one very long piece. In my experience, the typical squishy soft method of heating up the tail and inserting it into the body did not work for me. No matter how hard I tried, the tail would just not go in properly. To attach the tail, I had to use the method I used on my 25cm Gamera 96 figure. That method is the freezer method. All I did was place Godzilla's tail in the freezer for about a minute, warmed up Godzilla's body, and then inserted the tail. Now that we have Godzilla fully assembled, let's take a look at Godzilla himself. When it comes to sculpt and paint apps, Godzilla is truly stunning. First, let's start with the head. At the top of the head, the very first thing we can see are Godzilla's very nicely detailed scales. The scales are individually sculpted and very well textured with a very nice weathered charcoal gray paint app. Godzilla's brow is very prominent thanks to his very rough scales. The eyes have a nice dirty yellow paint app with black pupils. The areas around the eyes are very nicely detailed with very scaly creases and folds. The snout is very nicely done with some very deep nostril slits. As we move down from the snout to the mouth, we can see a very smooth gradual transition from charcoal gray to a lighter tan paint app. The teeth are individually sculpted with a dirty bone white paint app. The inner mouth sculpt is very well done. The tongue, inner mouth, and inner jaw membranes are all very well done. The inner mouth has a very nice flesh paint app with a very slight gloss to it. Moving down, we have Godzilla's chest. Running down the center of the chest, we have several large, nicely detailed scales that are slightly different from the scales seen throughout the body. The chest paint apps transition from a charcoal gray to a weathered grayish tan paint app. Godzilla's arms have a nice muscular sculpt with the very nicely detailed scales continuing. The outside of the arm has the typical charcoal gray paint app, while the inside of the arms have a nice weathered tan paint app. The hands and nails have a very nice sharp sculpt. The nails have the same weathered tan paint app as the inner parts of the body. Moving down to the legs have a nice large muscular sculpt just like the arms. The scales look stunning on the legs, and it seems like they've been sculpted to replicate how the scales would slightly spread out when Godzilla is in this pose. Next, we have Godzilla's large, detailed, stumpy feet. The toes are individually sculpted and stand out from one another. The toenails have the same charcoal gray paint app as the scales at the base. The tip of the toenails have a grayish tan paint app. Spin around to the back, we have Godzilla's fantastic dorsal fins. The dorsal fins are individually sculpted with a nice jagged and surprisingly sharp sculpt. The dorsal fins have a nice aged look to them, and they are very well textured. I really like how the dorsal fins gradually become larger as we start from the head and go down Godzilla's back. Finally, we have Godzilla's very nice long tail. As we're coming down from the back, we can see the dorsal fins gradually becoming smaller. We can see the various scale segmentations that are very well textured. Underneath the tail, we can see the various creases and folds with a nice tan paint app. As a whole, Godzilla turned out to be truly stunning. The sculpt and paint apps are very well done and faithfully bring Godzilla 2014 to life. In my personal opinion, this figure is the best Godzilla 2014 figure to date. Now, let's take a look at Godzilla's pose. Godzilla is in a kind of stepping forward / roaring pose, and I think it fits Godzilla perfectly. Godzilla stands roughly 12.5 inches tall and roughly 18 inches head to tail. Godzilla is a very large figure and definitely has a demanding shelf presence amongst other 30cm figures. Thanks to Godzilla's tail curling upward, he does not take up as much shelf depth space as other Godzilla figures. Godzilla's pose looks fantastic basically from all angles. From his right side, it looks like Godzilla's walking forward. From his left side, it looks like Godzilla's roaring. The fact that Godzilla can look like he's roaring from certain angles really makes me wish X Plus would have included that additional roaring head that they show with the initial prototype. Now, let's do some size comparisons. To conclude the review, X Plus Toho 30cm Series Godzilla 2014 is another superb release in the X Plus line. Godzilla has a superb sculpt and superb paint applications. This figure is definitely very nice, very neat, very cool, and in my opinion the absolute best Godzilla 2014 figure to date. I absolutely recommend picking up this figure. Now a lot of people ask me, where is the best place to pick up X Plus figures domestically? Typically, I import all of my figures, but whenever I choose to buy domestic, I always pick up my X Plus figures from Flossie'sGifts.com. The X Plus side of Flossie's Gifts is handled by fellow X Plus collector and creator of the #1 X Plus resource website KaijuAddicts.com, John Stanowski. Flossie's Gifts offers fantastic prices, fast shipping, guaranteed pre-orders, and excellent customer service. Flossie's Gifts is the absolute best place to pick up diamond reissued X Plus figures. Flossie's Gifts also imports some X Plus figures, so if you're uncomfortable importing figures, you can buy them domestically from Flossie'sGifts.com with peace of mind. This week, Flossie's Gifts will be receiving 6 Godzilla 2014 figures, so here's your chance to pick up Godzilla 2014 domestically at a fantastic price. Be sure to check out Flossie's Gifts to pick up your Godzilla 2014 figure as well as other X Plus figures before their prices become insane. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Check out the Facebook fan page and also follow me on Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe.